Aloha, everyone. This is Marissa Indigo with Divine DNA Blueprint. Well, I'm on a drive, just doing errands today. And then it hit me. You know, we look at all of these events in the world. Sometimes they can be a really powerful, symbolic dredging up or an invitation. It's all magnetics and reflection and mirror dynamics, sacred hall of mirrors. It's hard to explain, but everything activates something. Everything is a catalyst for something. So I'm driving and I'm looking at world events, and it just hits me. I start hearing like Sun Tzu, The Art of War. And I was just tuning into, war, warfare, warriors, and feeling into the different frequencies of different levels of this, and then looking at it as a consciousness. And then I'm driving and it just hits me like Uranus will bring information like at a diagonal, and just like boom, like a lightning bolt diagonal, like in your head, this, activation. And I heard guerrilla mystic, and it made me crack up because you think about guerrilla marketing, guerrilla warfare. And if we take away, like in the marketing and sales component of this, we keep stripping it. Okay. And then we take away the warfare component of destruction and control and just these violence and complete lack of respect, or taking in the preciousness or the sanctity of life. It's if we take away all of those layers and then just come back to the guerrilla, what was the guerrilla in the guerrilla warfare? And then that's when I hear Sun Tzu, The Art of War. And I think about, I'm doing this practice of Tai Qi Gung right now. I'm 6 months in with the Lamasery, doing this work, this deep work, to allow. Really what it is it's an unfolding. We start dissecting and seeing everything through energy at more and more subtle layers. And it's a beautiful simplification process of navigating the world. But it's all, everything that we are a part of right now is stripping away of the old for us with these mirrors. So again, I digress. Coming back to this notion. So it ties in because you think of the yogis and the mystics and the monks and the sages and the holy people who were, military trained. They were shamans that also had that combat training or military training, but it was never really put into use. It was more of a, discipline for the consciousness in alignment with the physical body, really pushing the consciousness and the physical body and the whole experience to the limit as an embodied soul. And also having that tenacity and that courage that is the warrior. So all of these elements, I'm thinking like, so, really it's a devoted practice like bhakti yoga, a devotional lifestyle of consciousness. And I think about all the hardcore shamans, all the hardcore mystics and the ascetic yogis that are doing crazy things to their bodies, to prove their devotion to God, to the divine. And I'm like, what if the new warfare is the higher consciousness that's just the pure streaming love? And consistently, while we have the human experience, we take that kind of devotional, focused awareness as a practice, as a discipline, to keep coming back to our higher self. So the guerrilla mystic. And instead of fighting, instead of using weapons, like really taking this into the new earth constructs, 5D, new earth and above, working with the energies. So instead of needing things like weapons, we use meditation, we use mantra, we use vibration, we tune our frequency, to keep coming back to these super high frequencies and just keep beaming that out. So it's really a contrast, of course, of like a super high frequency use of an energy form and then a very low frequency, but it's just all part of our evolution. So anyway, these are just my metaphysical musings, Monday metaphysical musings, Guerilla Mystics. And where are all y'all? I am in the Pacific Northwest, and I'm not seeing a lot of similar types of people that are devoted to the spiritual practice. Meditation, mantra, yoga, nature, reverence, gratitude, prayer, surrender, shamanic processing, you know, all coming back home to the unified field of consciousness as the practice. So where are all of you? I'm putting out that heartfelt call because I know you're all out there all over the world. So I guess my intention with this is to share my passion for this movement of consciousness, which is my whole life. It's everything I've shared on this platform. And then I have my online mystery school with a lot of incredible courses, mastery level courses. But I share mastery level tools here on this platform. Breath work, you know, there are so many ways to come back on when we fall off. So many ways. It's just a matter of checking in to see what you need. I think about what, you know, the quote of the Buddha, you know, if you want to have a huge impact, focus on your ascension, focus on your awakening process. And I think about how if, you know, when we get this tipping point, which I think we've had for some time, I think we just need to up the ante. At least for me personally, I'm like, you know, with everything going on and so much, you know, so much that can pull our attention or drag our energy down. So I see it and I allow my reactions, my responses to come through, you know, whatever emotionally. Do the self-care practices to move it through and then keep coming back because we are the swords, you know, we are the swords right now. The light workers are also dark workers, shadow workers, because it's a yin and yang, they're intermingled. And so that's the guerrilla mystic, is that you are not afraid of the dark, but you don't give it power. You see it, you're like, yeah, there's contrast. But, you know, actively choosing to come back to the higher power, higher self, to live, to function from as our foundation, as a reference, you know, keep surrendering to the counsel of the higher self. So I think that's all I had on this topic. Just, yeah, Guerilla Mystics and Tai Qi Gung practice with Master Lama Rasaji. Mantra. There's nothing, in my experience, the most beautiful, powerful way to come back when I'm like, oh, the chaos is pulling me. You know, I'm feeling myself drowning in it a little bit. To pull back and realign myself and my energies with mantra. And then I wanted to share also, you know, saying the name of the divine. All the languages are such divine light languages given to us by earth peoples that are a blend of earth and star like us. So it's really powerful to say the name of God in all the different languages, whatever you like, mantras, different languages, so powerful. So anyway, just really beaming out that guerrilla mystic. Carlos Castaneda and the Naguals and the shamans, the first peoples, the Tibetan lamasery, the ashrams in the Himalayas and Mount Kailash. I mean, there are mystics just all over. These are just the ones off the top of my head. There are so many shamanic mystical traditions of people that were really tuned into all of the realms, and their focus was service to God and to humanity and to the shift by holding that focus like the laser, like the sword. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I will show you where I am really quick. And I wanted to share also my Lightworker mobile. So I have altars everywhere. And this is my car. I've got little altars. I've got, of course, Mother Mary and baby Christ and the dragons, traveling Buddha and guardian angel, Sedona Red Rock, an energy signature, awesome thing my daughter made for me. That's an energy shield she made a long time ago. A lot of things, a lot of trinkets. We are blessed. And of course, the resistance sticker. And that's what brought this whole thing on, actually. today was this resistance sticker and thinking about Star Wars and being like, people, you know, it's not gonna, there's the Capitol, it's Olympia, capital. I'm in the capital city of Washington State right now for grid work. So how this whole video came about, I've got Divine Dove here, and then this really special rosary that a client gave me when I worked at Passages in California. Beautiful rosary from their church. And then I use this to light grid. This is like a prism, you know, a feng shui prism. And when the sun shines, it's just all these rainbow facets. So I'll actually, when I'm driving, I am flipping the crystals in the light as part of my grid work as I go through. And then we have some other little good luck things, and of course Andaras and crystal pyramids everywhere. Crystal pyramids everywhere. So how this whole video came about was I was just like, oh, I should share my my lightworker vehicle, because I keep forgetting that's just a part of my day. And I just keep forgetting, like, oh yeah, like I don't know how many people are doing this, but it's really valuable to have altars everywhere, all over, you know, your home. And I have them in my car, and I grid the car. I have huge chunks of the red rock from Sedona, from Cathedral Rock, right underneath my seat as I drive. And all these crystals in the car and Dara's, like, so much, and it's totally gridded out, and then connected to these PowerPoints, like the crystal I want to say Crystal Cathedral, which it is, Cathedral Rock in Sedona, and the angels and Mother Mary and the dragon. So it's like my light worker light ship mobile that I intend, as I go out into the community and go out into the city, which is very rare for errands, because I don't like to go into the cities really right now. But everywhere I go, it's, you know, beaming, it's transmitting, because it's my light ship. It's an extension of my light body and me and my mission and all that. So this whole video started because I was just like reflecting on how much I love this, you know, and how much I was thinking about, like, oh, those t-shirts and having stormtroopers on it, and like trying to subtly red pill people, like, it's not going to be this obvious, you know. You got to really pay attention and feel. You've got to feel into things that are presenting, organizations, factions, everything, movements, everything. Feel into the frequency. Yeah, so that's how that, you know, started. You know, I was just thinking, like, God, I just wish I could make a bunch of t-shirts or something, you know, that have the stormtroopers on it. I mean, I was saying this like fucking 10 years ago, 20 years ago, like, you guys, it's not going to look like a bunch of stormtroopers coming off of a shuttle, you know, in a row in formation wearing those outfits. That's going to represent the empire. I mean, we got to be aware here. So anyway, hence all of that coming into what is the faith, what is the mission, what is the drive. And it's being on mission, coming back home, feeling that alignment again, in loving service of all of creation and our children, and the divine. So just sending you all a lot of love, and just enjoying the reflections. Enjoy this Piscean energy. It's taking us to very deep deep oceans of emotion and realization and release as well. So anyway, I will see you all soon. Have a wonderful day. Aloha.